Welcome one, welcome all, here we have it. The Xbox version of Shovel Knight. It's great to see indie games like this turning up on the consoles. I'm John Calvin anyway, this is Double Thrill, and today obviously, as the music suggests, we're going to be looking at Shovel Knight. This is the Xbox One version, so obviously it came out on PC it's about 8 to 10 months ago, something like that, and you know, I'm really pleased to see these sort of indie games now coming over to consoles. Maybe it's sort of that slight shift towards consoles becoming more like PCs, but I mean, this is one hell of a game here. This is sort of, I don't know, I sort of see this as the king of indie games at the minute, because it sort of epitomises what they're about, doesn't it? It's this hark back to the sort of nostalgic NES games and stuff like this, and the retro sort of games. But have a little listen to the music here. It's great. I love it, and we'll get into the game. Let's go. You know. So here we have it, Shovel Knight. Yacht Games Clubs make this. Seems like a pretty decent company. I think this is the only thing they've done so far. I'm not too sure on that, because I missed this when it came out on PC. I actually didn't get to play it, and in all honesty, I was kind of like, I wasn't expecting it to actually be that good. I thought, oh well, this looks like some sort of like NES Mega Mix or something like that. You know, it's like, it seems like a mixture of so many games, but it doesn't exactly feel like a rip-off. It feels like its own thing, but it has took a lot of inspiration from other games. As you can see, this is like the Mario 3 map. From the Mario 3 NES game, which I really liked when I saw this. I was like, oh, that's a great touch. You know, I don't mind games borrowing ideas from other games as long as they do it in an original sort of way, which sounds like a contradiction, but I don't know, if you played this game, and then I guess you'll sort of know what I mean. Right, what shall I show you guys? What's going to explain this? Let's see a dance first. I kind of liked this. Let's see if we... So in this game you can have little relics and stuff like this, and you get these little chalices here that you can fill up. Sort of makes the game a little bit easier, to be fair. So you can fill these up with, you'll see the little selection of potions here. So this one brings your life and your magic back. I'll take that one. Thank you, kind whale. The dialogue in this is great, by the way. This game, they seem to have wrote like a lot of dialogue. There's a fair decent amount of talking in the game. You know, the villagers and stuff, when you go and speak to them, they'll say different things and stuff like that. Right, what do we want now? We need some more whale spit. Give us more of your spit, whale. When I fell into the water the first time, he's like, "Do not sully our waters with your filth." Oh, so you know, that's the thing about this game. Actually, it does humour pretty well, which is unusual for a game, to be fair. You know, a lot of games just can't seem to nail that humour down, and I could probably count on one hand the amount of games I've actually found funny. What am I pressing here? Right, this is not what we want to see. You know what we want? We want the dance! This is a dance of my people! Yeah, a lot of games just don't seem to nail humour very, very well, but this game just nicely sits on that line where it doesn't take itself too serious. It manages to do humour quite funny. You know, I'd put it up there with the likes of Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat, what the hell am I about? That's not funny, that's so serious. Monkey Island, probably with the likes of the writing, you know, in that funny sort of style. I mean, look at this guy, he's great. So yeah, I mean, like what I spoke about the game drawing heavily, like, on sort of like NES classics. I mean, I'll show you this in the gameplay a bit later on, but I mean, just talking about the graphics, the 8-bit style is very much done in that. I mean, it's updated, but it's very much done in that NES classic sort of style, you know, like Mega Man, Zelda, Shinobi maybe to a certain extent, stuff like that. This was great, this little dance. It went on for ages as well, weirdly enough, when I first saw it. There you go. Yeah, that was a great dance, you did well. Okay. Right, now, let's get into the meat of this. I know what you guys want to see. You want to see the gameplay, so... where should we go first? Let's go somewhere quite easy, just so I don't look like a complete idiot. Justice in Spades! So as you can see, the game's quite like DuckTales, I would describe it, or Mega Man, something like that. The stages are very themed. The music's fantastic, as you can hear. I love that about this game, that 8-bit soundtrack. Not enough games do that anymore, do they? You just don't see great music anymore. What game was I thinking of now where I said the music is great? Probably... what am I thinking of here? Hotline Miami, probably. I'd probably say it was a game recently that had great music, and I sort of looked at it and thought, you know, they've actually bothered to look at the music, and it seems like it's very aimed at like people of my generation, though. This does. People who are into sort of retro games, people who played like DuckTales and Mega Man and stuff like that. As you can see, you can You have your trusty spade as you go through the levels, so you can sort of do a standard attack. I've got like a different one as well now. I've got like a charge attack. You can do like a pogo stick type attack like DuckTales. I mean, the enemies aren't too varied in the game, it doesn't seem, but they're varied enough. They're very themed around the levels. And it's your basic sort of platforming. There's little secrets and stuff like most of them sorts of games. Watch out there, mate. We're going to get some lava on our head. There is also, like, this is where I draw the comparison between Zelda and stuff, because you can sort of upgrade your gear and improve your shovel slightly, if I just show you that stuff. So yeah, as you can see, you can pick up these little relics. That's sort of like Zelda. Flame wand and phase locket there, fishing rod. And if you go across, no, wrong button. As you can see, you can upgrade your gear, so I've upgraded some of this. This is like, it's got like a slash move now, the shovel has, and this, you can perform another slash move with this armour. So yeah, there's a few armours and stuff you can buy, you know, it's not insanely excessive, but it adds a little something to the game. I kind of like the whole adventuring knight sort of thing as well. It's kind of cheesy, but yeah, I sort of like that little quest thing he's got going on, you know, to say shield knight or whatever it is. And I like the knights that he fights as well, just real scumbags, you know, like Plague Knight, and he's just this sort of honest hero. It's a classic sort of story, that's similar to all the sort of classic NES games. That's why I really feel like this is slightly aimed at that older sort of retro generation, and I honestly feel like a lot of games have gone for this. A lot of indie games have looked at the old stuff and they have gone for this, but this is one game I can honestly say I feel like absolutely nailed it. You know, they managed to do an original story but drawing on classic sort of mechanics from absolute classic games. Right, let's try that little one thing now. I'll show you the one. Yeah, you're not the only one who's got fireballs, mate. So yeah, the game does get slightly harder. This is like pretty much the first boss. This one is, so sort of introducing you to the mechanics. The platforming does get a lot harder later on. This is a little example of the secrets here. You can see that from there. There's like little bombs you can hit in the side and stuff. Now you can see the checkpoints here. Now the interesting thing about this game is it does offer you a few options. You can hit the checkpoint and you can reload from it, or you can actually destroy it and get a little, you know, a few more gems out of it. But by destroying it, you then can't use that checkpoint. So if you go through and destroy every checkpoint through the level, then you would literally have to do, you know, the whole level with no checkpoints, which is an interesting touch, I think, to add into the difficulty. Alright, let's fight this guy. Come on, evil doer! I am on an honest knightly quest with my shovel. You shall not stop me, villain. It does make you sort of feel a little bit like a knight as well, which is why I really feel like they got that fresh story, you know, to these classic sort of gameplay mechanics. These weird horse things here. And obviously there's collecting the gold and there's the gems, which they did add another little interesting mechanic there. When you die, you actually sort of, I hate to say this, but I'm going to use the term Dark Souls-esque. Yeah, you sort of drop like a little flying package of your gold. So you have one chance to get that back, sort of to go back to the level and pick it up and whatnot. So yeah, I think that was quite a nice touch. It's so bad it reminds me of DuckTales at this point, which was also a great game. And I feel like the Mega Man reference comes from the theme stages, which really give this game like great character. Like I was saying, mentioning some of the knights like Plague Knight, and that's one I could think off the top of my head. There's a couple of great characters in it. And obviously the Xbox One version, they've actually added a few little other, you know, nothing major, but they've added a few little touches to the game. A few little different characters. I won't spoil none of that stuff too much, I don't think. Ah, it's a bomb! Damn you! Here we go, easy with checkpoints. Gotta dig up that treasure. You gotta love digging up that treasure. So yeah, I really love this game. I think it's aesthetically really good looking. It really touched, you know, it seemed to nail that retro feel. It got the music down, all that sort of stuff. The bosses are great as well. The boss fights are interesting. They're all kind of varied and different, and you know, I sort of like the way you have to, it's like the classic sort of games, you have to work out the attack patterns, you have to sort of balance your attacks, you have to think about what sort of relics and stuff like that to take to help you out, and Those little potions that the whale spits out as well, you have to sort of think a little bit about them. Oh, I made it. Let's see if we can get some more gems here. So yeah, I mean, that does make the game a little bit more interesting, and I don't know, sort of like that. I was surprised how much I sort of got into this game. I don't know why, but I wasn't exactly expecting to like it that much. I saw someone else play it, maybe like what you're watching now, and thought, no, it doesn't look that good. But when I actually started playing it and reading into the story and stuff, and the game did like really interest me. I just thought this is a really fun game. And it has got that classic sort of feel where you're like, oh yeah, I want to complete it, I want to do all the levels, you know, I want to work my way through, and you can really see your progress when you work your way through. Oh, look at the size of that gem! And, you know, the music's like a big thing for me as well. I really like 8-bit music and stuff like that, and I like a game that pays attention to that, you know, because you kind of think, well, I'm going to be sitting in this game world for X amount of sort of hours. I think this game's probably about 6 to 8 hours long, depending on if you do everything or not. And you know, you want to be entertained by the music. When I think of this music, it reminds me of maybe something like Sonic 2 sort of soundtrack, you know, something that maybe you wouldn't listen to in your private time, but while you're playing a game, it's more than entertaining. So I haven't actually died yet, so I haven't had a chance to show you how the death mechanic sort of works. But it seems like a sort of risk-reward sort of style of gameplay, which I kind of like. So get that shield up, mate. Get out of here. They get a little bit harder later on, those guys do. They start doing the dive attacks like what you do. So obviously your quest in this game, the storyline wise, oh, you don't want to break that one, this bit's pretty hard, is to save your true friend, well, I wouldn't say brother-in-arms then, but I suppose your true maiden, who is Shield Knight. And that is his quest, and to rid the world of the, what are they called now? I can't even remember what they're called actually, guys. The No Quarter guys, anyway. Ah! So this is some of the more intense platforming section here. I'm not going to say this bit is hard, because it's kind of not, but... Oh, I fumbled it. There you go. So you get to see the death mechanic there. The bags of gold sort of fly off with little wings, and you have to try and recover them. I just dropped a shit ton of gold there, to be fair. So I am going to try and get a recovery on that if I can, but it's in a really awkward position. So yeah, the little mix-ups of sort of the way they do the platform in the combat, it is pretty interesting. Let's move that guy. I don't know if we're going to manage to get all of these back. No, we only got one. Well, I'm just going to take that rather than risk losing another set. Very majestic, isn't it, the music? It gives you a sense of righteousness. I do like it graphically as well, but they definitely imitated those classic sort of NES games. But you know, I wouldn't use the term ripped off, because I feel like the story is really original. You know, the only thing you can sort of draw parallels between maybe ghouls and goblins, but it's not really like that. It's a lot more funny, to be fair. Like I say, it's ghouls and goblins, but this game is actually a lot more funny. Right, I think this is our last checkpoint now. I was going to break that one then, but I might as well not risk it. Here he is. An interloper! Begone! What an insult that is, knave. I don't think I've ever called someone a knave. I'm no more an intruder than you. You aren't even a real king! Is the sort of stuff I like, because you can tell it's sort of not quite taking itself seriously, but... Ah, yes, this is the arch enemy, the Enchantress. She's the one who stole Shield Knight. Oh, this guy looks pretty... Yeah, he does look pretty regal, to be fair. You're a decadent dandy! Take that. Touche with the insults there. He brings out that shovel justice. What a weapon to use, a shovel. Alright, let's try and kill this guy. So as you can see, the bosses are sort of like Mario and stuff like that. So this one you can probably say is very much like Mario and DuckTales, stuff like that. Alright, let's... he's nearly dead, isn't he? Oh, here he goes, calling in the trumpets. One more hit I think he needs. There you go, we got him. There's that crown, straight off his head. False king. Raise thy shovels. So yeah, there you go. That's pretty great. Like I say, I was surprised by the game. I think it is sort of good in its own right. I mean, if I had to review it, probably out of 5, I'd probably give it a 4. You know, I'd give it a pretty high score. I feel like this game really achieves what it's trying to do. I really don't feel like it falls short of that. You know, it was going to be this sort of classic NES platformer sort of game, and it nails it in every sense. It gets the writing good. It gets the graphics are good, the music's good, so the controls are also really good, you know, nice, easy, intuitive. You don't really have to struggle too hard with them there. Let's talk to this guy. This is the little bit here where you can give him the music tracks and then he can play any piece of music from the game. Look if you look here, so. And the music is pretty fantastic, to be fair, so you can just come back at any time and pick the music that you want. I'm about just over halfway through the game at the minute, so I'm about like 3 hours in, 4 hours in or something like that. I've got a pretty face. That's weird because I've got a helmet on. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. So yeah, this is like the first hub world that you get to. Basically you can just upgrade your health here, so you can pay for that and you can upgrade your magic here. Speak to this guy, just do a health upgrade. Yeah, there you go, you buy that off this goat guy. Take it up to this guy here and he'll cook you up some kind of meal, and then your life will be increased, which is sort of handy. Yeah, I mean, on a difficulty sense, I know I called it Dark Souls-esque because that's the sort of modern reference, but a lot of the older games were insanely hard anyway, so this is actually probably easier than some of them, like Mega Man and stuff like that. They worked on a continue basis, and when you failed, you failed, and same as like Mario 3 and stuff like that, you know, when you lost your continues, that was it, game over, start again. So this game isn't quite that brutal. What was that? That looked like snake meat. So there, yeah, as you can see, that's your health and your magic upgrades. You're using magic for stuff like your wand and stuff like that, so you can fire them. Comes in handy when you need it. This is the there's a weird little section underneath here. This which can tell you like loads of facts about the game. There's a sort of strange side game here if you want to see that. I need to turn that off, don't we? Yeah, you see, you just hit these little flasks here at the sort of targets to score points. Yeah, it's a nice little touch, you know, I don't mind stuff like this. Right, let's get on up there. Again, great music. Oh, I missed a bit. Oh, I got it. That shovel, he knows his way around that shovel, doesn't he? Look at him work that thing. So then once I've stopped messing around with this, I'll show you the other sort of hub world where you can buy the armour and stuff like that, and then show you a little bit more gameplay, see what else we can find. There you go, I don't think that was very good, was it? Oh, I think that was that not good? Feat accomplished. Oh, there we go. Oh, it must have been pretty good, she didn't seem very impressed, well, okay. So we've got some more music sheet, and there is this little bit to the right here where they just sell various strange items. Like I said, the dialogue's great in this game. They seem to have wrote like a lot of dialogue, and yeah, I really enjoy reading it stuff. It's pretty funny stuff as well. It's quite tongue-in-cheek. Let's look at this guy. Ooh! He's on about the whale guy, isn't he? Yeah, he's great. I'll never quite understand what this guy is. I don't know if he's like a toad or a saucer, I don't know. What's that? Throwing anchor. I'm almost kind of interested in that, to be fair. Well, let's buy it. Why not? Okay, we've got an anchor. Oh, okay, this is another sort of relic type weapon. Okay, so let's see. So there you go, we've got like 3 relics now. So let's move on and let's go back outside and take a little bit of a look around the world. And it works in a similar way to how Mario 3 works. So certain sections are locked off until you've completed others. So it'll lock out other parts of the world and sort of cover it up in cloud until you beat certain bosses. So let's see where I am at the minute. When you get this little knight face above it, that means you've completed it. So that's Plague. No, that's Plague Knight up there. That's Treasure Knight there. I think I need something different to do that one. So who have we got here? Lost City, Lair of the Mole Knight. What's this one? Hall of Champions. Oh yeah, I can't get into that yet, I haven't got enough money. And as you can see, there's a bit of cloud here covering up the rest of the level. So let's go into it then. Let's go and see the Lair of the Mole Knight. Strike the earth. No, I actually haven't done this level yet, so you won't see me. Oh, okay, that's fire. Should you see that? What that new relic's like? Oh, that's pretty crazy. Did it even? Oh yeah, it does kill him. Fair enough. What a strange weapon. What a hazardous, toxic place this is. This Mole Knight lives in. Go. So yeah, I like the pacing of the music and stuff, it really gets you into the game. Okay, what's this weird creature? Oh, these are the ones that need the phase thing for these. It's better just to use the phase thing. Let's dig up that treasure! So yeah, the game is mostly revolves around collecting up that treasure, like, well, the side game, obviously there's the story as well. Okay, here we go. I don't know if I can get out of this pogo stick bounce now. Oh, there you go. What a strange creature. Okay, I have to keep up with this. Ah, crap, I'll let him out. Okay, things are getting pretty dangerous now. No, no, no. There you go. Right, where do we go from here? Ah, there you go. And we found some treasure! So yeah, as you can see, there's loads of weird sort of creatures in the game. Well, I like that, it sort of mixes it up sometimes. It's similar to the NES games, you'll get an occasional little section like that where you get like a walkthrough thing. And then you'll have sections where you really intense sort of platform sections. Whoa. Right. And like most of those old sort of games, you have to work out the enemy attacks, you have to sort of get, as you can see, you can stand about there, I think, and be perfectly safe. Ah, he's down. Is that a bridge? Yeah, it is. And there's loads of little secrets here and there, you know, to be worked out, and the backdrops and all that sort of stuff, very similar. It's great to see. Ooh, what the hell is that? It's interesting to see games like this now really coming over to Xbox One, and I mean, I'm playing this on Xbox One, but PS4 as well, and I know this is on 3DS as well. This game, it's done really well, and I kind of think deservingly as well. You know, I couldn't really fault this game in any sense. If it does what it says on the tin, like, to be fair, it is. If this game had come out probably when a lot of the other classic NES games come out, it probably would have been judged as one of the best, to be fair. So if you like that sort of classic NES sort of gameplay, I'd definitely suggest picking it up. Right, let's see how far we can move forward. Okay, these knights get a lot more dangerous as you go along, usually. Right, let's get this guy. Okay, he's diving all over the place. Ah! That blue thing that's harassing me. Is that Sonic gone crazy or whatever? Is this what he's doing with his time now? Sega's over. Ooh, burn! Ah, crap! Yeah, right, next section. I'm going to need that life. So you just press sort of up and X to use any sort of items, basically. Right, let's take that on. Oh no, shite! I broke it. That's permanently broken now, so I can't use that checkpoint. I'm going to have to work my way to the next one. Oh, okay. He just walked off. I thought he was just going to go then. No, I'll leave him to it. Yeah, it's got some pretty good achievements as well, the game is. Oh! Obviously you can't do that there. See, that's that risk reward thing, because I had to go right back to the next checkpoint now because I didn't, I destroyed the other one. Oh, I forgot about him. So let's see what we can do here now then. So yeah, it's pretty punishing. As you can see, I totally messed up there. But, you know, in a day and age that we're sort of used to these days, of easy game saves and stuff like that, it does feel slightly difficult. Why did I do that again then? What an idiot. But like I said, in the sense of the old games, it's actually pretty easy. It's you do actually get checkpoints. You get the option to pick back up the gold you've lost as well. That was dreadful. And there's an interesting little story going on as well with this. You know, I must say I am sort of interested to see what happens with Shield Knight and what happens with the Enchantress and stuff like that. Okay, I think I'm looking really bad now. So yeah, I mean, I don't think I can really say much more about the game other than that. Other than let us know what you think in the comment section below. Is it interesting to see indie games like this coming to consoles? I mean, I personally think it is. What do you think of Shovel Knight? Is it as great as I described it? I don't think you could really slay this game. There's nothing it does wrong. You know, I'm usually quite harsh with games, and there's nothing I can pick out and say this is bad. You know, this game just doesn't do this right. It's a pretty affordable price. The game's pretty excellent overall. The story's pretty good. The graphics are great. The music's great. The setting's great, the dialogue, they seem to put a lot of work into that, a lot of writing's gone into it, so I don't know, I couldn't say anything bad about the game, and I'm glad to see stuff like this coming over to consoles, because I have played predominantly on console. I have got a PC, but I don't play that many games on it. Throughout my life I sort of played a lot more on console more than PC, so it's good to finally see these little sort of gems coming over to the consoles, and the indie developers moving their way over to, because you know, a lot of people see the indie market as the future of the games industry in a certain sense, and games like this sort of give me hope, you know, although it's going back to, you know, some people might see it as a step backwards because it's going back to that classic sort of gameplay. I think this is a really great, well-made game, you know, that's all I really see. And fair for the price as well, what you're getting for. I feel like that much sort of work has gone into this game. So yeah, I mean, that's my sort of views on Shovel Knight. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Get down there, get talking about this game. It's pretty interesting. So thanks very much for watching, guys. This has been Shovel Knight. This has been Double Thrill as well, and I've been John Calvin. See you later. Thanks.